What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy CEO Sean. I'm trying out different intros. Let me, let me cook, let me try. I'm trying out different things. But, what's good, guys? It's your boy CEO Sean. We back at it again for another YouTube video. So this video, I want to talk about last week's plays that I called out for the weekly setups. I want to go over some of those, how they turned out, and I just want to break down some of those for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm about to put that up real quick. So this is my trading view. As you can see, these are the plays that we had called last week, right? So this is BDX. As you can see, let me move it out the way real quick. So this is BDX, right? So this was the daily trigger, weekly trigger, and then monthly trigger, meaning if price breaks below this on the day, then we can look to take, a swing trade that we're targeting, for maybe a day or two, right? So this one did trigger, right? It came all the way down here and it tested this weekly target, right? So you could have made a little bit of profit right here if you had have basically sold it off, and then this was your take profit one. You could have sold it off there and then from there took profit. If you are holding this, however, right, then you probably would have took a loss on this trade because, again, it traded inside, consolidated a little bit, and then from there this week, this Monday, right, it gapped up, and then from there price is bullish. So you probably would have been dead in the water in that trade. But again, if it's chopping around like that anyway, we don't want to be in that trade anyway. We're just going to exit, right? So this was in BDX, right? So it didn't hit this weekly trigger. So the weekly 312 setup to the downside, it wouldn't have triggered, right? So we wouldn't have taken that, which is okay. So now we're going to go over to the next one, which is ASML, right? So this is ASML. As you can see, we basically bet on the stock going down. So this was the weekly trigger. So this was a 2 down inside candle, and then we followed another 2 down. So this 2 down did trigger the daily right here. This two up inside candle, 2 down. So if you would have entered this trade right here, targeted this monthly low right here, you would have been in profit, right? You would have taken profit, right? Because you get in right here at 709. The price target was down here around $700. It basically swept that all the way down to 695, and then after it hit 695, it then reversed and went back up. So if you were betting on it going down and you took profit at this monthly target that we had, then you would have made money, right? So again, this would have been a really good trade. And then from there, as you can see, it did start reversing, right? It hit that low, and then from there reversed, and now we are all the way up here. We're bullish. So again, good thing we got out right here. After it swept this low, it pivoted to the upside. So that's just how I went for ASML, and that's cool. So now we're going over to FIS, right? So we called this, I believe it was to the downside, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So this was the weekly setup, right? So we basically betting on it going down from here, right? So this was a 3-2-2 to the downside. So once it broke this low right here on the weekly, we were targeting this monthly low right here. So this one definitely hit by far. It smashed past it, right? It went all the way down here to 58.28. That is a really good move in price. So you definitely would have ate off of that. Probably about a couple 100% off that trade if you had held it that long, and then from there got out. Maybe when price got down here and then reversed up, right? You would have been up a couple 100%, right? This is MCHP, right? So with this one, I believe, let me see what this was. Okay, so yeah, this one we were betting on it going down. So right, it broke this. This was a 322 as well. So it broke this low, and then from there, this next day, it also opened up, broke down way past this weekly, swept this low right here, and after it swept the low, it reversed. Most of these stocks, they broke that low, that price target that I set, and then from there it reversed up. So right here, it literally hit that target, and then from there reversed up. So you still would have made profit if you had have exited at those price targets, which is why, again, I preach this, and I'm also going to talk about this in other videos. If you have a set rule or a set target, respect it. So if there's a stop loss where you're going to get out of a specific trade, get out. If there's a take profit where you're going to exit the trade for a profit, get out right there. There's no reason to hold a trade, and this is for that reason. It'll hit the take profit, and then from there reverse on you, and then from there now you're losing money when you could have just taken profit. I'd rather you take profit at the level that you said, and then you miss out on a little bit of profit, rather than price reversing on you and then you lose. I'd rather a winning trade than a losing trade, always. So this was a winning trade. If you had held it and been stubborn, then this would have turned into a losing trade by far, right? Now we're going over to a firm. Let's see what we got over here. So a firm, it did break this low, right? It broke this daily trigger right here and the weekly trigger. It did go down. And then after that, it did eventually reverse. So you probably would have not made like around 100%. You probably would have made 50 to 60% on the specific trade based on what the options contracts are saying. You probably would have made around that amount. It just depends on where you gotten out at this specific area. But again, it did break that low. It's still bearish on the month, still bearish on the week, and it did break that low on the day, right? So that was a 2-2 reversal to the downside, and it reversed to the downside. So Affirm was good. Now we have American Airlines. So American Airlines, we were looking for, again, the same thing. So price did break this weekly low. It swept this low right here that we had set. And then from there, after that, it reversed. And now we're looking for price to go back to the upside. This has also created a broadening formation. So I'll talk about what a broadening formation is in future videos. But that's actually what I was expecting it to do. After it sweeps this low, it's eventually going to reverse. Everything is really bullish right now for the market. But yeah, so this one, you would have been good too. Again, if you had a token profit at the price target and didn't hold it longer than you needed to, right? So again, those were all the setups pretty much for today. That was for last week. Those were the plays that I called out. They would have hit if you had have entered and then exited at those profit targets. If you had to hold it, held it, then yeah, you probably would have been dead in the water. But again, you learn that as you go as a trader. I did not take any of these trades specifically. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. There was another trade that I was taking, and I actually show you guys this list right now of what I was taking because I have a new list, and I should have updated you guys probably yesterday about it before today. But again, these are what I'm in right now. So I am currently in Johnson & Johnson. Going to the upside, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So let me pull up the screen real quick. So I'm in Johnson & Johnson, and this is what I was looking for right here. So let me move this out the way. My thing keeps popping up. So right here, we were looking for a break above price right here on the daily time frame. So once it broke above here, I entered some buy positions. Right here, it did come up. It's pulling back right now, but that's fine because my contracts expire next week. So I'm not really mad about that. If it does break below on the weekly or comes down here and probably breaks the 50% of this candle right here, then I probably will be exiting that position. So let me just mark that out real quick. So if it probably gets down to this 50%, so let me just highlight that real quick. And I'll be going over all of these different things regarding my strategy and regarding how I think and stuff like that with the market in future videos. But right here, if it comes down prior to this 50% level, I'll start looking to either exit my position or pull out a little bit, right? But again, I still have a lot of time on this contract, so I'm not going to, it's literally the first day of the week, so I'm not really tripping. The other play that I was supposed to get in, but I didn't have enough to get in because I sized pretty heavy into other positions. No, this one I could have gotten in. Target was actually really cheap. I just didn't get the price target that I wanted. I missed this. So right here, it broke above this level, but then it started traveling up really, really quickly, and it got up here to around this 139, 140 level. I still want to take it down here at this level, right? So I missed it because I just wasn't able to enter quick enough, right? I see all these stocks that I was looking at. It was a lot. And then the other position was Verizon, right? Verizon. This is a position I'm in too, and this is also expiring next week. So what I was looking for is a break above this weekly inside candle right here. So we have an inside candle in the week. It broke above this this high right here. I entered buy positions. It did come up and then pull back. So again, if it does reverse, probably going into tomorrow, then I probably will look to exit that position and then move on to another position. But again, so it's still early. They literally expire next week. I'm not really tripping. If they go in my direction, that's cool. If it don't, we go into the next position. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this specific video. I just wanted to show you guys the plays from last week and also some of the plays that I'm also looking to get into this week and the ones that I'm holding. So again, I'll let you guys know how it's going with Johnson & Johnson and my Verizon play. If I get a reentry on Target, I will also talk about that as well. And then I will update you guys on how my positions are doing, what percentages I'm up, and stuff like that on the next video. So again, stay blessed. Also, make sure you like and subscribe on this video and stay tuned for the other videos that I have coming up. I plan to add a lot of value to you guys in the trading space. So without further ado, we're going to close out. Peace, y'all.